Hey everybody, Nick here with TAC Drivers. Today we've got a Taurus 709 Slim. I'll be honest, this is one of the first firearms that I purchased, handgun I should say, and it's a decent little gun. So we're gonna get it out to the range, see what it can do. Personally, I know what it can do in different places, but go over a few things about it. It's 7+1, 9 mil. Your overall length is 6 inches, and it's got a 3-inch barrel. So it's subcompact, makes it perfect for a concealed carry weapon. And it's not that heavy. It's got heavier slide on top, so that should help with recoil. We'll see how it does out of its range. That being said, maybe let's go to the range. Let's get out there.
All right, guys, here we are out at the range, and this is going to be my normal setup, I believe. So from here on out, if I'm testing out a handgun, this is what it's going to look like. Since all encounters are normally 7 yards or closer, I've got the pigeons here at about 5 yards. I've got the dueling tree sitting at 10. And then the paper targets out there at 15, and then the gongs in the distance, those are at 25. Not from this point. I'm going to move around a little bit just to not shoot from one area, so move around with the firearm a little bit. But yeah, guys, what we've got up today is that Taurus 709 Slim. Like I said, you can pick these up used yet. New is a different story. What we're shooting today, both Winchester rounds. We've got 115 grain 9mm Luger and 124 grain NATO. So we're going to see how they perform separately, and I'll kind of do some side-by-side comparisons at the end of the video, what I thought and everything like that. So let's get to shooting. We're loaded and ready to go. Let's see how it fires. And up first is the 115 grain. And because the 709 Slim is 7+1, I went ahead and have one chambered already, so I've got 8 rounds. Well, that's not a very good sign. We're only shooting 5 yards away. Well, that's not a good sign at all. Well, I didn't hit a thing, but all in all, it's got a little bit of kick, but it's a subcompact gun, so you're going to have a little bit of that. I don't like that I missed all of those in 8 rounds, so we'll see what it does with a little bit bigger target at 10 yards, all right? All right, guys, chambering around here. Now we're going to try and shoot at the dueling tree, see what we do. All right, I think I've got something figured out. So since we did that there, 3 hits out of 7 ain't terrible. But let me tell you something, when you're pulling that trigger because of adrenaline, it's not going to matter much. But now it's time for me to reload. And still, like I said, a little bit of recoil there. All right, guys, got a round chambered here. And like I said, this is about 15 yards away. I think what I'm going to do here is try to aim at that top orange space and see where we hit. Oh, if you hit mostly in center of mass, that's going to be what you really want. I mean, especially from 15 yards away, it's there's the first shot, and I think I completely missed the target, so hit low. Well, See if I'm anticipating recoil here. There we go. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't really aim at center of mass there. What I did was just kind of held center of the target over top of the orange. One thing I've known about this gun for a while now is not super accurate, but we've got one hit over here, one here, you know, one in center of mass, that'll be good. So, I mean, if you're trying to hit a person, it's not going to be a little bit larger than this, but hopefully you never have to do something like that. But in a self-defense situation, this gun's going to be all right. It's subcompact, so it's a good gun to conceal. And I'm not sure if I hit this down here once or not, because I've shot at this target a few times before today. But obviously, it's going to be you that aims different versus the gun itself. You know, they're going to be fairly accurate out of the box. But one thing with this one, like I said, it's subcompact. If your rear sight's adjustable, you know, you might be able to get it centered in a little better off of there. I've never tried to do that. But, you know, it's a good little gun for the most part, especially for the money that you would spend on one. It's going to hit what you're aiming at most of the time, especially since you're going to be aiming at something larger if you have to use it. You know, otherwise you've got nothing to worry about. But we're going to go ahead, reload, step off to the side here, see what it does at that gong. Like I said, that's 25 yards away, so we'll see how it does that far. But let's get to it. All right, guys, what we've got here, still a 115 and 25 yards, and we're going to see how this little guy does. Okay, I chambered one, so I better check. I did not. That would have been slightly problematic, huh? All right, now we've got a round chambered. Let's see how we do here. Well, there's 7 rounds, guys. That didn't do well at all. I only had one hit, 25 yards away. So, definitely not made for that kind of distance. But now we'll see what it does with 124 versus the 115. See if maybe we get a little better, little closer on stuff, and maybe it'll be a little more accurate. I've seen that with different guns for some reason. It'll like one grain over another one, and it just shoots better. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, here we go. 124 grain. Let's see if we do a little better with this. Again, 5 yards, 10 yards, 15, and 25. Oh, that's not a good start already. I would say it doesn't feel like it recoils as much. And I'd say it's a little better with the 124 over the 115. Kind of sucks that I don't have another thing to shoot at there, because I've got a couple more rounds left, you know, and it'd just be kind of fun if we did. So 124 seems to shoot a little better than the 115, and we'll see what it does in the rest of the course. So let's get a reload and find out. All right, guys, we just took out those all 4 clays at 5 yards. We've got the 124 in yet, and let's see what it does on the dueling tree now. Nope. So far, not great. There we go. Uh-oh. Well. Well, not great at 15 yards, but you know, it's subcompact. It's supposed to be for close up a little more than further away. All right, guys, so here we are, 15 yards. We'll see what it does on a paper target like this. Gives you a little bit better idea where it might hit for self-defense things. But if you're shooting 15 yards away, a gun longer than this is probably going to be a better bet. And got an issue here. Must have had a squib round. It didn't want to go off and eject. So that's the first one of those I've ever had. But I definitely got to say, I like the 124 grain better than the 115. And you can see where the primer got hit on this 9mm round. And I don't care much for the fact that it didn't go off, but you never want to just eject those right away. So, pretty similar as before. We've got a couple hits over here, and there, and there, and there. So five hits on there at a 6 because our 7th didn't go off. Again, if you're aiming, I was trying to hold here. I might be anticipating recoil a little bit and pulling down. You know, that's a problem that some people have, no matter whether you've done a ton of shooting or you're brand new. Here we are, guys, 25 yards. We got the 124 grain, and we're gonna see what it does. We got them gongs out there. Let's see if we can hit any from this far away. Like I've said before, it is a subcompact gun, and so it's really not made for reaching out, you know. And that's pretty obvious right now due to the amount that I'm hitting. God, man, you can really tell I'm a marksman, huh? So, better up close. We hit all 4 targets at 5 yards. And any encounter is going to be inside of 7. So, it's not too bad for up close. Self-defense gun. Maybe for by your bed type of thing. You know, for intruders coming into your home, stuff like that. If you have to. Only if you have to. You know, last resort type of stuff. This is an older gun. And you, like I said, you can still only just pick them up used, but they're not terrible. There's a lot of different opinions about it, but like I said, up close, this is going to be decent if you're carrying. Personally, I'd rather have something else, but it'll get the job done. And it's all about what you think of it. You know, take into account other people's opinions. Maybe they know what they're talking about. Maybe they don't. Maybe we just like shooting. But that's for you to decide. If you wanted to check one out, I bet there's somewhere local that you could at least hold it. Something I'm always big on. Make sure you like the way it fits in your hand. One thing I don't care for about this is you don't have anything to get your pinky on. Even with that clip in there, it only just gets on there. So, I mean, and that extra pinky makes a world of difference, let me tell you. It helps with accuracy. And its accuracy is huge, you know, especially in self-defense situations. So, that's it for this one.
Alright guys, so we just got back from the range and, you know, it did what it was supposed to do. Go over a couple other things maybe I missed. Got your thumb safety over here. It's always nice to know where your safeties are, especially in a you know, high intensity situation. You got your mag release down here at the bottom. Pretty normal for most places. So we're gonna go over taking it apart in order to clean it up, you know, keep your firearm clean. So make sure it's clear first off and all good here. So the way you take these apart is very similar to that of a Glock. You got your 2 little tabs on each side, and you just gotta pull back on the slide, pull down on those tabs, release, pull your trigger, and you're apart. So there's your grip, got your spring, and your barrel. So now you're good to wipe everything down, get it oiled, and clean it up for your next outing. You know, if this is your everyday carry, you're gonna want to keep it in operating order, and sometimes that means keeping everything lubed like it's supposed to be. So as you can see there, it goes back together the same way it came apart. You just got your little barrel here, slide it down in there and set it into place. Got your spring, get it set in there. Obviously it doesn't sit there very well, so it's not going to go there. It's got to go down in there a little bit. Push up on that, and there it is. And also similar to that of the Glock, you got your little hooks in here and a groove in the slide, and on it goes. So there it is, Taurus 709 Slam. Now these have been replaced with other ones, so you don't really see too many of these, but you can always pick one up used, and then it's going to be broken and everything. So maybe you'll have to do some stuff to it. Maybe you want to change some things, get different sights on it. They are adjustable, so you need to make sure it's shooting where it needs to shoot, and practice with it. If it's your carry gun, you need to practice with it, know where it shoots and how it shoots, what your recoil's like, and everything that way. So, we covered that out at the range, but that's it. And as always, like, subscribe, look me up on Instagram or Facebook, Tack Drivers under both of those, Etsy even, and that's where you can find fine garments such as this. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.